The standard gauge 1435mm or 4 foot and 8.5 inch railway from Maroona to Portland is a 174 kilometre lightly used line in the Australian state of Victoria, with grain the only commodity hauled on the line, meaning it's seen little to no maintenance carried out, with the trip taking a massive 5.5 hours to complete, with the track currently speed limited by half to 40 kilometres per hour. This, however, doesn't stop Pacific National, the line's current sole operator, shifting grain from regional sites around Victoria's standard gauge network from the 2022-23 harvest to the Port of Portland for upcoming shipping requirements. The route was constructed in 1877 from Ararat to Portland as a broad gauge 1600mm or 5 foot 3 inch railway to a high quality, connecting regional centres to the Port of Portland while also connecting the southeast of the state to Melbourne via Ballarat and Geelong. In 1995, the line was gauge converted to standard gauge and now begins at Maroona, branching off of the Adelaide to Melbourne main line, which was also gauge converted in 1995, with general freight, mineral sands and grain services branching off onto the Portland line over the last 28 years, with on and off regular traffic in recent years resulting in the line's downfall in maintenance, along with the Australian Rail Track Corporation taking control of the line in 2009. On February 4th, 2023, the sun has just risen and Pacific National Service 7740V, with a load of grain from Nhill to the Port of Portland, powers through the rain on the approach to Glen Thompson, with locomotives G540, XR559 and G523 leading the train. The previous limit of 80 km per hour was halved to 40 km per hour in 2021, when trains began operating on the line again after around a 2-year break during the drought. With low-level cloud preventing a view of the Grampians, 7740V powers along near Dunkeld, across the Glenelg Highway. Until 2017, mineral sands services ran here to the Iluka Resources Hamilton plant from Hopeton, around 230 kilometres north, with the line seeing regular use during the running of this service. Pacific National operates the majority of standard gauge grain trains in Victoria currently, with Southern Short Haul Railroad and Horizon also operating occasional services, however neither operates to Portland. Nearing the Condar Cemetery, the train powers up a slight grade past the 357 kilometre post, now only 50 kilometres from Portland. The isolated broad gauge line to Mount Gambier has been unused since 1995, with the old track seen here curving west and covered in grass just north of Hayward, with the loaded grain train approaching the quiet township with the sun out after a wet and cold morning. After a short stop north of Portland, loaded grain train 7740V heads down the steep grade past the old Portland depot, only a few kilometres from the port of Portland. After arriving at the yard, the 40 hopper train unloads at the portside silos in sets of 2, with all 3 locomotives seen unloading the first 20 hoppers at the silos of the deep sea port. The Port of Portland has proposed a $120 million upgrade to the Portland line that would see more rail traffic moving freight to the port, with an increase of the line's current axle loading to 23 tonnes, inviting heavier commodities like minerals, with 3 new mines in the process of starting up around Horsham and Donald.